If you've been wanting to add character to your home but you don't know where to start, a picture rail is a really easy DIY friendly way to do this. And it's also easy on the budget. So today I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how I installed this one in my bedroom. Let's get going. So before we get on with it, let's first talk about tools and materials, both of which I will link everything in the description. The tools I'm going to use for this project is an angle finder, a tape measure and a pencil. Then you'll either need a laser level or a spirit level, or both. Lastly, I've got a mitre saw downstairs, but you can either use a mitre saw or a mitre box thing. And if you're going to use nails to secure it, then you'll need a hammer. Materials wise, you are obviously going to need the picture rail itself. This is a primed MDF picture rail from Just B&Q. Nothing fancy, but it definitely does the job. I think it was between 50 and 60 quid for 5 pieces, which will hopefully do this run. Then to stick the picture rail to the wall, you're going to need an adhesive. I am using this DecoFix Pro one from Brewers. I've actually never used this before, so we'll see how it holds up today. And then on top of the adhesive, if you're doing this job on your own, you might want some small nails like this and your hammer, just to secure it in place while the glue dries so it doesn't end up sliding down your wall. Or you could just go for the nail option if that's what you want to do. It's totally up to you. Then you might also need some wood filler depending on how good your joins are. I'm going to need some wood filler. And then I've also picked up some caulk from Brewers, which will give us a seamless finish from the picture rail to the wall. You will also need some washing up liquid and a cloth, but I assume everyone has them. Once you've got all of your materials and your tools, we're good to go. Let's get going. So I'm going to start my picture rail on this piece of wall because I'm going to line my picture rail up with the top of the doors. So it will kind of be like that. I like that height, but you know, it's completely subjective to how high you want to do your picture rail, but I find that an easy way to then follow it around the whole room. So we're going to do this one first. So I'm just going to measure the distance between these two door frames. So that is 121.5. I actually write it on the wall because my brain is so forgetful. I've even forgotten it just now. Did I say 121.5? Yeah, 121.5. Measure twice, cut once, guys. And then we're going to head to the mitre saw. 121.5. Ugh. Yeah, we can fit her in. She fits without any glue. Lovely. So sadly, I've just put up this first piece and we've just learned that these door frames are not level. So even that is going upwards on this side. But I think if I was to adjust it any more, it would look weird. So I think it's just going to have to be wonky. And I've sort of tweaked it a little bit so it's a little bit more straight. But realistically, it should be more... Get rid of this glue. Yeah, realistically, it should be more like that. I'm just going to leave it a bit wonky so that it matches the door frames, but potentially not straight. Yeah, it'll be fine. Nobody's going to know. So this is one of the easiest cuts because both cuts are 90 degrees because it butts up against something. This will be, yeah, the only one of these. So now we're going to tackle this corner. You can check your inside corner is 90 degrees using an angle finder. Mine was close enough, so we'll be cutting the picture rail at 45 degrees. If it isn't though, you just half the angle to get your cut angle. Mark the wall measurement on the back of the picture rail and cut, making sure the short part of the cut will sit at the front of the rail using your mitre saw. For an outside corner, it's very similar. You check the angle, half it for your cut, then mark the rail, but this time make sure the long part of the cut sits at the front of the rail so it wraps neatly around the corner like this. And then cut with a mitre saw, test fit, and you've done an outside corner. If your picture rail doesn't finish at a wall or a door frame, like here, you'll need to make an end piece. Use an offcut and cut a small wedge shape. That's one 45 degree cut and then a straight 90 degree cut. This little piece then lets the rail turn back into the wall so it looks neat and finished. Then you just repeat the same process all the way around the room. I like to use the top of the door frame as my starting point, then I run a spirit level around the room to make a rough guide with a pencil. Then when I glue the picture rail to the wall, I check it again with the spirit level and straighten it up as I go. Remembering to always clean up the excess glue with a damp cloth. So to attach the picture rail, I was going to use adhesive and a nail gun, but this adhesive is pretty good that I don't think a nail is even required. Some glues don't hold very well, so you end up having to hold it on the wall for like 10-15 minutes. But this one, you just hold it up and it's kind of immediately held the picture rail. So we're just going to use this adhesive. And I just do one big squiggly line down the whole of the back of the picture rail. Like so. And then we hold up the corner and I'm just gonna like roughly eyeball this so it's straight, and then I'll get the spirit level on it afterwards. See what I mean though? It just holds it to the wall. Very good adhesive. Oh, standing back, that's not level at all. From here it looked great. Right, so we're gonna lift up this side, making sure that the left side doesn't move from that corner. There is about right. Just got glue all over my spirit level. And then with a damp cloth, I'll just go and remove the excess glue from my terrible attempt at putting it up straight by eyeballing it. You might also be thinking, why does it stop here? I've only got like small lengths of picture rail left, so I'm gonna do a join in here. And hopefully you won't notice it when it's all finished. One thing to note is if you do need to join two pieces together, make sure you cut both ends at a 45-degree angle like this so that they overlap neatly. This helps hide the join and it is much less noticeable than a 90-degree cut. Picture rail is up, it's time for the finishing touches, which honestly make the biggest difference. I start by filling any of the joins and the corners with a bit of filler and then leave it to dry overnight properly. After that, I give everything a light sand. Here I'm using like a sanding sponge, but it only needs a light sand, just enough to smooth it out so that you can't feel any joins. Finally, I run a thin bead of caulk along the top and bottom edge where the rail meets the wall. This hides any tiny gaps and make it all look like it's always been like that. Let that dry and then we're ready to go in with paint. I gave the whole thing one coat of primer and undercoat, and after that I did 2 coats of my Albany acrylic eggshell paint. And I lightly sanded between all those coats just to keep everything smooth. And that's that. I hope you agree that installing a picture rail is one of the easiest and budget-friendly ways to add character to your room. And I find once you've got the hang of it, it flies up really quickly as well. Already this room feels so much more interesting than it did only a few days ago, but obviously we've still got a lot to do. We can't leave it like this. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments which jobs you would like a tutorial on next. And make sure that you stick around for the final reveal of this bedroom. I'll see you next time, guys.